my channel. Today, we're gonna start with making a workflow. Like it's a simple workflow, and we're gonna learn how to classify email inbox, like um classify emails as if they're meant for property management. Like my niche is property management. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna build some basic automations which can be used by property managers. it These automations are not just specific for one niche. Like it can be used in multiple niches, but for now, as you're being specific, we're just going to use it for this niche. So let's start. And this automation is gmail gmail to Google Sheets. It's the manual work that's been automated. So firstly, as a trigger, we would be needing Gmail. So this is a trigger, which means someone sends an email to me, this this workflow is gonna be triggered. So to set this up, I have an account. We have to create credentials. I've already done that, but I'll explain how to do it. It's like you just click here, create a new credential. Here is the sign in with Google. As you click this sign in with Google, your Google accounts come here, and you just have to select your Google account, which one you like, which one you have to go on with. It should be the one you've signed in with. So I don't really have to make the account, so I was just giving the info. So let's just close this. Now, even I did not connect any Google account, I do have now a Gmail account 3. Which one is authentic for me is for now the Gmail account, because this is the most authentic one I have right now is this. So poll times, what is a mode? And now this defines what is the time interval. Like one workflow goes, and then how much should be the break or should be the interval between the first workflow and the next workflow that's been run. So you can take every minute, every hour, every day, every week, every month, but for now I'm just gonna do every X. Now X is a value that I myself want to appoint. Like for now, 2 minutes. I'm just gonna do it 2 minutes. So every 2 minutes, this workflow is gonna go through my Gmail and check whether there is an email for the property management or for the specific niche I am in. So what I do recommend is doing with every trigger or every node you put in is doing the always data output. This helps understand what's actually going on. I didn't know this. I just discovered it. There was no one to tell me that. So I'm just helping you guys with it. So let's shift to parameters. And I think that's all we should need. Yeah, event. Event is message received because that's our trigger. We don't have any other options. So yeah, we're done with this. Let's just fetch test details. Yeah, because we switched on the always output data trigger or the like switch, we now have what we needed. Like now we can understand that this is a test. This is a test. This is a test data. We are further going to move it. So we have set our Gmail trigger. Now what we have to do is we want an AI agent to go through this email. So for that, we need to set up an AI agent. So let's just set an AI agent. This is our AI agent. So as to make this AI agent work, we have to tell this AI agent what this actually has to do. So to specify something, you need to do is define below. This helps you add a prompt message in this about what you really want to do. So what I personally prefer is I go to the add option and then I add here a system message. This system message is more efficient than that prompt message. I usually add the data in the prompt message and what I actually want this AI agent to do in this system message. So let's just go with this. You are an helpful assistant. I want and an email examiner. I want you to extract subtract the sender's email, the date, the subject, and the snippet message. Now it's just gonna examine the email and read the subject line and the email itself. See? And return a summary of all that in a message. Now let's just add the things we want it to examine. So it's from, this is a sender, enter, the subject, enter, and the snippet message. Oh no, I hate this thing. The snippet message. Perfect. And I want you to add the date automatically. Perfect. So let's set this to always output data and see what it does now. So, oh, my bad. I have to connect a chat model to it. It depends which chat model you want. Like for now, I have the Gemini chat model. I have its credentials attached, so I'm just using this. To attach the credentials of the Gemini, you need an API key. So let's start. I already have an credential made, but I'll just show you how to do it. So this is the create credential, and you need to have an API key. For that, you have to open the Google Gemini API key. Yeah, so we landed on this page, and what we actually want to do is get an API key. So to create an API key, I have my account login. Mind you that you have to add your account in this. To create an API key, let's just do this create API key, and it's just gonna create. You just have to add your key name, and it's just gonna create an API key. I already have it, so I'm not going like further in detail about this. So now let's go to to my flow, and we don't want this. We just want the only account we have. Let this back. Now execute this workflow. It worked. As we proceed, we always have to keep this in our mind that keep on saving, because you never know what's going to happen next, and if your workflow is not saved, you may lose it. So just make this habit of saving it right after you add a note. So we did this, and now we have a Gmail trigger and an AI agent. We are just gonna, this workflow is actually gonna do is it's gonna take an email that's arrived in your inbox, and then it's just gonna examine it. So for now, this AI agent is just gonna examine your Gmail. Now we need to add an if node. What does the if node do actually is it classifies the email, because in your inbox there are tons of emails, and what you actually want this workflow to do is classify those emails and keep them in a separate file. The if node is going to help us classify that. So to here we have a summary of what we needed. Before activating my workflow, I did the execute workflow. Because I attached my Gmail to it, the email I just received is this one. Hey, elevator, your parcel has been detached and you're going to receive it in 3 working days. This is my email for right now. What the AI agent output was a summary. Here is a summary of the email information. So email summary. Sender's email is this. Current date is the current date. Parcel detachment. Hey, elevator, parcel has been detached. You're going to receive it in 3 working days. So it's just the same email. I want it to be more summarized so that when my sales team or my manager sees it, they instantly get what actually they what they actually have to do. So to return a summary of that message, of all that in a message. So return a summary of what's in the message so that my manager instant gets what to do. Let's just execute and see what's the output now. Yeah, so I got that. So now I have a summary of what the email is about. So let's move forward with the if node, and here in the if node, what it actually does, take the output. I'm just going to place my output here, and what I actually want the if node to do is go through the output, go through the message that came from the AI agent and see if it has if it contains something related to my niche. So for that I need to have something with that's called contain, because I want it to look into the message and pick out the words, specific words that a message should contain to to align with my niche. So for this, let's just first add the word flat. Now it cannot be only one word. I need more than one word. So let's just add on to more words. One is flat, the other can be string, and it contains house, or it can, so why I add or is because it can be either that or that or that or that. You got my point? I've added all the letters, the phrases that might contain. Moreover, what I have to is add is the ignore case. Well, it's not necessary that the that the inbox email is in the lowercase. So if it's in the uppercase, there might be some problem. So we have to put the ignore case thing. Now if I execute this step, what I see is there's nothing in the output branch, and I forgot to do the always output data. Now this gives me a disclaimer: this node will output an empty item if nothing would normally be returned. There's nothing that's normally returned, and in the false branch I have this message. Now my message was actually about the partial detachment, so it's obvious that there's gonna be nothing in the true branch, because the partial detachment message does not contain any of these letters. So we now know that it's working. Let's move on, and for this, for the false one, I will now to it's necessary for us to link the two branches, the false one and the true one too. So for the false one, what I'm just gonna do is add a Google Sheet and just store that append or update a new row. So every other in email that's not in aligned need is just gonna be inputted or dropped into that Google Sheet. So let's just connect my account, and firstly for that I need to have a separate Google Sheet for it. So let's just change this account. So I should entitle it with, don't have to like make columns for it. It's just extra work. So we're just gonna do what actually is needed. So if we choose from a list, we have to choose from a list, and here's the extra, cause I connected my Google accounts with the credential. I already told here is to create a new credential and that you link your Google account with it. So after that I have to choose from the list. If you do it by the URL and by the ID, it's just complicated. So let's just do it by the list. So here's the drop down, and I have the extra sheet here. So, and with the sheets too, we have only one sheet in there, so we're just gonna select the one sheet. There's no columns in there, and I know that. And so let's just execute and yeah, we executed this, and as we go through the Gmail Google sheet, and here's the message. We don't actually need this, so it's just like stuff. So now we have our false branch connected to a Google Sheet. Now, as you can see, the screen is going more towards the right. So to bring all of this in center, we need to do the tied up. And this aligns the sheet as like it just aligns all my workflow. It makes the workflow a bit less complicated. Now for the true sheet, what I actually want is I want the whole message in different fields so that I can map directly manually. So for that I need the AI transform. This helps me get the fields. As you see here, we don't have any output in the if fields because we don't have any show item there. So if we see the AI message, this is a whole document. This is just a whole message. I cannot extract simple fields from it because when I add let's just type this up again. What is this? Yeah, sure. So when I add a Google Sheet to it, because what actually we wanted to do is we wanted to map all these things, all the Gmail message and the basic information into sheets. So when I do this, when I upload or add a sheet and connect my Google account to it, let's just make another sheet for it. Should be. So this is the sheet I want. So this sheet must contain the sender's email, the summary of the message. The summary of the message would have the subject and the actual message with the summary and the date this email was received. So for this, when I go to my workflow, I should have all this. Just a second. That's updated. I cannot receive this sheet I just made. So for this, I need to create an additional key, credential key, so that I can receive that sheet. So for this, I'm just gonna log in my account again. So it's just so basic. My account is now created, my credential is now created, and the account is connected. Now I should have the Now I got this email to box sheet. Further, let's connect the sheet to it. So the sheet is connected and it's fetching the columns. So as you see here, I have 3 columns and I need something to attach to it. Just show what's gonna happen if I just attach this whole message to 3 of the columns. See what I just did? I attached the same message to 3 of them, and let's just execute this step. Problem in the AI transformer because we didn't do anything in the AI transformer, so it's not just like working. But I hope you get my point that if I just map the output message, the whole output message on the 3 columns, the same output message is just going to repeat it in the same columns. So what I actually want to do is I want to extract the sender's email, the message, and the date into 3 separate fields. For this, I am going to use the AI transformer. What basically the AI transformer is going to do is we're just going to we're just going to tell it what to do. So I want create separate fields for what I actually want is the sender's name, sender's email. Secondly, we want is the message. Thirdly, we want here we're gonna extract the snippet message and the subject line differently. The message, which is basically the snippet. And third we want is the subject line. Oh shit. Yes, third one is the subject line. And fourth we want is the date. And all is this is just gonna be extracted from the output message. I can't add the output from from the AI agent's output message. Now let's just execute this and hopefully this works.
There was a constant problem in the code generated. That's why I asked the AI installed in the Anyden to help me understand or solve this problem with me, and it did really solve the problem. Now, as to check the code, I executed the step again to see if it actually is working or not.
It extracted the sender's email, summary, subject, and date. Mind you that the words you use should be in your output, in your actual output. So it extracted what I received was this. Now I have a separate fields for this for the email, for data, for subject that is sell house, and the summary the client wants to sell. Now when I have already executed this step, that's why I have the outputs now. And when this information is transferred to the append update row sheet, you see I've just what if you see now, let me just show it there. Let me just erase this all. When I output this output message, when I don't use this AI transformer and just output the whole output message in 3 of the columns, what happens is this output message is just exactly copied in the three columns.
And yeah, be mindful of the column to match on, because I wasn't. It is required.
You saw this? Column has the same exact message. That's the whole point of the AI transformer. It helps us get the specific data in the specific columns. Now when it is removed,
Accidentally here I lost catch of the date column, which I resolved and regained through clicking on the three dots at the right and then clicking on the add all columns. This allows me to refresh all the columns and add all those columns that were present in the Google Sheet before.
yeah, I just recovered my date column. So when I place the specific data into the specific fields, it gives me a managed sheet. Here's the results, just a second. The subject and the so now let's just execute this step. You see how organized the data is now? You see? Sender's email is a specific sender's email, the summary of the message, and the date. So when we jump onto the sheets, we have a nice. Now this one, the 2 row, is the one we did earlier, and now the third row is the one we did now. So you see the difference, how organized it looks. Let me just edit the fields, the columns. Let me just edit this. This one is what we do not need. So let's just erase this. And you see how organized our sheet looks. So now every email that comes in, it's just gonna list down. So here we completed our automation for Google to Sheets, which classifies your emails in the inbox according to your niche. Thank you.